What's up, y'all? I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a while. I don't know why it feels like that, but it does. Today has been kind of a slow day. I feel like the momentum is slowing down a tad. So I am figuring out how to maneuver in that space. Y'all remember I'm like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that I've lost the mentality that this is going to be a great year, right? I think that is the standard that I've already set. But how that plays out is different and it's changing. So that's what I'm working on right now. I hope everybody is doing well. So far, we're in the 4th month, and I gotta say, I'm very proud with how my year has turned out so far. Quite a bit of travel, but also quite a bit of other stuff. Man, you'll never have ups without downs, and I feel like I'm going towards I'm going on the downward trend. I'm not down, but I'm definitely not as high as I was, as far as my energy, my hunger has kind of dissipated a little bit. And then, you got other... That's a text message. You got other life events that are happening. So, just trying to navigate it all. I did recently find out that a family member of mine is no longer here. So, that was interesting. And finding that out after celebrating my brother's birthday. So you got two opposite ends of the spectrum where you're celebrating life and then somebody has passed away. So that's kind of an interesting place to be in, and adjust to. Yeah, it's just like a constant reminder to go out and risk it. Like, you can't let fear stop you from experiencing. You can be cautious, but don't be overly cautious. Don't be too caught up with what could go wrong. You got to think about all the things that could go right. So, I kind of have been being pulled back and forth quite a bit with that. Getting certain opportunities that are positive, and then other situations happening that are causing me to not be as joyful. Balance. Balance. Well, it's something that I always talk about. I did go see Sinners, Ryan Coogler's movie. Was super excited about that. I've seen it 3 times. IMAX was by far the IMAX 70mm 15 perf. By far the best format to watch it in. It's so immersive. I just got so wrapped up in it. I don't know how many Ryan Coogler interviews I've watched. I ended up even watching the documentary of Robert Johnson, which the movie is loosely based on. And Robert Johnson is somebody who I think is kind of widely accepted that he made a deal with the devil in order to be the greatest blues musician of all time. So I got wrapped up in that. And what's crazy? One thing that I've noticed is that when I am inspired by something, when something really tugs at my heartstrings, I get really obsessive. Like I said, I can't even tell you how many interviews I've watched about Sinners and how many breakdowns I've watched about it to just kind of like dig as deep as possible into this film that represents so much greatness, and it's so original. Like, it came from Ryan's family history, you know. It's mostly inspired by his uncle. So that's just a beautiful thing, and the inspiration that I pull from that is most projects that are gonna be critically acclaimed, widely revered, are always projects that are near and dear to the person creating them. And also that out of pain is birthed something beautiful. Majority of the time. You know, you gotta go through something in order to create a masterpiece. So I'd say to you guys, just don't run away from pain. It's inevitable. You have to figure out how to use that to your benefit, to bring really the best out of you. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. I think about all of the life experiences I've had thus far, and I had a conversation with my mentor because I was helping him read for a project, and he was saying, he's like, man, I'm really proud of you. He was like, your growth when you read these lines for me, like, I hear you taking your beats and your moments, and I'm like, man, I agree. And you know, a lot of you have been asking, oh, you know, did you retire from acting? Did you give up? Did you quit? Blah, blah, blah. And it's not that I ever gave up or that I quit. I just took some time to live and experience. Because as an actor, you have to think, we pull from we'll call it a toolbox of experiences. And when you think of these great performances, they aren't really performances. They are the most vulnerable approaches to a character. And the person portraying that character has to ground themselves. They have to find themselves within this character. So when I think about him telling me like how proud he is of me and all of that stuff, it just solidifies that I needed this time to really live and experience, because I really feel like any role that I audition for, I really can body. And even if I don't get the role, for me, myself, I am the grading system. You know, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. It's really just about how I feel about the effort that I gave. And I really, truly, truly believe that whatever role that I get, that I audition for, and that I ultimately get, is because of the massive amount of work that I've put in thus far. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I gotta, like I said, some opportunities are popping up, and I'm just working on getting back dialed in. You know, I always tell you guys, consistency is not what a lot of people think. A lot of people think consistency is, you know, 100% every day. It's not realistic. So I'm getting more into that space where the consistency is starting to differ a lot more than I had been used to. You know, my momentum has been very like high. It's been very much, if I gave it a scale 1 through 10, 8s and 9s most of the time. So now being lower than an 8 is new. It's an adjustment, but it's also how you respond to it. So it's like, okay, maybe my consistency level today was a 6. I'm gonna live in this level of 6 for however long I need to, but then tomorrow I'm gonna work on being more than a 6. And even if I don't make it past more than a 6, give myself a pat on the back because I showed up. You know, give myself that grace. So yeah, we out here making it do what it do. I hope y'all are too. Give yourselves grace and take risks. Like I always say, there is only one life to live, and you have to make the most of it, and you have to make a choice to make the most of it. Otherwise, it'll just pass you by. So, y'all already know what it is. Peace and love.